Hello guys, welcome. So in the last video we have discussed about uh, PyTest installation and also we have generated PyTest script with inspector tool, and also we discussed about PyTest naming conventions, and also we ran our first PyTest script in headed and headless mode, right? So I think headless mode we have not covered, but I think we ran it in headed mode, right? So these are the things we have discussed in the previous video, and in this video we'll be doing um, this script which we have created sometimes earlier, right? So this script was created on source demo website, and it was just a plain Python script, but we will be converting it to a PyTest script. Okay, so here we have actually did two scenarios. One is login, another is logout. Now we will be creating two separate tests for these two scenarios. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm creating the test file here. So let's give it a name with test at first, and then uh, we are giving this underscore. So I read somewhere like this naming convention is known as snake, something like snake casing or some, I mean, not camel casing but snake casing naming convention. So yeah, let me know if you know about it. So give this name like test source demo dot py. Okay, so now let's copy this code here and just put here. Now first thing we need to do is like instead of run we need to give a method name which is starting with the keyword test as well. So I'm giving this name as test login with standard user standard, or login with valid credentials. Okay, so we will be following this. Sorry, I was using like camel casing, but let's do it. Just changing this format, login with valid credentials, right? So this is my method name, and now this is fine. So this part is also fine, and after this, like user is unable to log in. So after this, I want to close the browser, right? So this part I can put here, and let's create another method. And for PyTest, we do not need this part. I mean this below part, right? So we are closing the browser here, right? So from here we need to create another method. So just take it from here, and after this create a new method definition, and test login with or test logout. Okay, so test logout, and remaining thing is fine. So here what we have to do, we have to take this three part, copy and put it here. So and here it is asking for the burger menu. So why it's not getting, probably we have not taken it, right? So we have to take it. So before this burger menu we have to assign this file. Now this, yeah, this read error got eliminated, and now this looks fine. So just read it once. I think I'm missing this browser context close. So let's take it from here and put it back here. Okay, so I've just added two tests. Let me wait. Or I can format it. I'm just checking this formatting. Okay, yeah, it's asking me to reformat. Okay, so that looks great. And so what I have just done, like this is test login with the valid credentials which we have used like standard user and secret sauce. and in this case test logout, right? So for this this is just okay. For test logout, I think we need to log in as well. So actually we could make it as a one scenario like login and logout, okay, but I just wanted to add two different scenarios so that I can explain you something, right? Okay, so what I can do, I can log in again. Okay, I know this is a code review, I mean code duplication, but we will take care of this later. So let's take this part, and I'm not giving the assertion because assertion is done in the previous test, so no need to do that. So here we just logging in here. Okay, so this three part is common. Okay, so browser, we first created the browser, and then from the browser we are creating a new context, and then from the new context we are creating a new page, and then we are navigating to this website, and then we are filling this login details, and then we are clicking on this login button, and then we are just clicking on the burger menu icon, and after that we are logging out, and we are verifying that login logout is successful or not. So I think I have done some mistake, so it should be log out is not successful, and here user is unable to log in. That's fine. Okay, so we just refactor our code from the plain Python file to this PyTest one, right? Now let's run it. So to run it, we know like we need to use this PyTest command, and then we can use -s, and then we can use this headed one because we wanted to execute it in headed mode. That means with browser open. Okay, and now what I want to execute this one only, not this one. Okay, so if I just hit it now, then it will execute all these two tests, but I do not want to execute this one. Okay, so for that what we can do, we can just pass the file name as like this. Like first we need to give this PyTest, no? So see, the thing is that first you need to move to this folder. So this file test source is present in PyTest framework, right? And PyTest framework is present under which one? PyTest framework is present under Playwright demo YT. So we are under Playwright demo YT. So that is the root folder, right? So we just have to uh, just hit py and give the tab. So it will take it. And then after that, we need to give test source. Yep. So we got it. I'm just pressing the tab key. So now if I run it, what it should do, it should pick both this test, right? Because I'm not specifying which one or I'm right now executing all these two tests, right? So that's what I want. Okay, let's run it. So it collected two items. Now browser is opening and it's logging in. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, so actually Playwright Inspector is opening because maybe in the last one I have used this page.pos, so I need to remove this one. So just let me remove it. Okay, I have removed it, and from here also I need to remove it. So I do not need, this is actually a breakpoint. Okay, I have covered in my previous video, in one of my previous videos. So just take a look on that. Okay, and let's run it again, and you can see like this is giving. I need to close it. And to close it as well. Okay, so let's run once again. This time it should not open this inspector. Okay, it's waiting for something. Let's check what happened. I think did I make, yeah, okay, got it. So I made this change earlier as well, so I forgot to replace it. So yep, that's good. Our tests are failing, so let's see what it would do. So it actually we'll wait for around 30 seconds and then it will fail. So let's wait for a few more seconds. So it should fail then. And once it fails, we can view this here. So I'm not waiting. I will close it now. Okay. And you observe one thing, like one test got failed, but still this browser didn't close because this part is not executing. Because once this here it is failing, let's say in this place it is failing. So after that, it just come out from this method and it comes here. So this part is never getting executed. So we need to make sure like our context and browser should be closed every time, no matter what happens in the test. Okay, so let's execute one more time. Now this time I hope it will execute fine. Yes, and it closed. So I'm not sure whether it passed. I think it passed. Okay, let's do one more time for the logout one, and it logged in, and then it's clicked on the log out. Oh my God. Okay, okay, I'm extremely sorry. And this is, I need to remove it again. Yeah, so I hope this is not there again. So just need to close it. Yes. Okay, let me close this one and let me close this one as well. Okay, now let's execute one more time. Okay, so this is getting executed now. I hope this time this will be working fine. Yes, so it got passed. So if you notice there is a dot coming here, I'll show you. Okay, both test passed, two passed, and also you can see this two green dot, that means this is also passed. Both the test passed. Okay, so we just created two PyTest here, two PyTest test. Okay, and let's execute one file. Okay, just one single test. Okay, so how to do it? So for that, we can use like this double quote, and then we can just copy this one and put it here and hit this. So now if you see, it should pick one items. Yeah, collected one items, right? So this time only one test will be executed. Yes, one passed. Okay, so this is how we can execute multiple test or single test. Okay, as per your requirement. And let's say we want to execute in headless mode, then this time what we need to do, we just have to remove this flag and enter execute it. Okay, did you notice something? It just started executing. Still it executes in headed mode. Head sorry, I mean headed mode, right? But why did it happen? I think um, just a second, let me open Google Chrome and let me go to the documentation. So mostly this debug option, pw debug, so that should be set to 0, I think. Okay, just I'm trying it. I'm not sure exactly why this happened. So there was a flag like set pw debug, so debug equals to 0. Okay, a potential parameter cannot be found except the argument 0. Okay, we just set this false, and now let's execute this once again. So by default it executing in headed mode, but oh, okay. I got it. The reason because we are explicitly saying this headless as false. So what we need to do if we want to execute in head headless mode, then we need to make it true, and here as well, right? So I mean, right now I'm executing this test only, so this is fine. So let's execute it, and now this time it should not open the browser. Yep. So you saw that our test got passed, but it didn't open the browser, so it just executed the test in headless mode. Okay, and now if I just hit PyTest and minus s, let's see what happens. And let me change this to false. So here what I'm doing, like I'm just executing all the test, whatever test present by test. Okay, those will be executing. So here in this case, this test my script, here it has one test example and there it has two tests, right? Two tests. And I'm using this minus s flag for the output, if there is any output to show. So it first took the test my script and it executing. Actually both the tests are, I mean all three tests are doing the same thing. And okay, it clicked on the logout and it passed all three tests. Okay, I hope you got some good idea how to use this PyTest, and in the future video we'll be covering more on that. So thank you for watching. Keep subscribing.